Hello, my name's Ruby. I'm online tutor for EAOP. Today, I'm going to be talking about AP Psychology exam. It's going to be a little review of what you need to know about the exam. So let's get started. About the AP Psychology exam. What you need to know about the exam. The AP exam is divided in two sections. The first section has 100 multiple choices, and you have to answer them within 70 minutes. So, what you need to know to answer these questions. First thing is you need to know the history. You need to know methods and approaches. You need to know biological basis of behaviors. You need to know sensation perception, learning, cognition, motivation and emotion, developmental psychology, personality, testing individuality, abnormal psychology, treatment of psychological disorders, and social psychology. More things you need to know about the exam. Be aware that the questions will be getting harder as you move on. So use process of elimination. 4 out of those 5 questions are wrong. So instead of picking the right answer for many wrong answers, it'll be better if you read one by one and you use elimination, the one that seems wrong. So the second section is free response, and it has 2 essays. With those 2 essays, you need to answer within 50 minutes. So be aware of that. Cracking the multiple section. The multiple choice section. So what you need to know about the multiple choice. Like I said, the first section is 100 multiple choices, and you have to answer them within 70 minutes. This section is 2/3 of your overall grade, but you do not need to answer them all correct to do well in the first section. For example, if you score 66 on your multiple choice, but you score 20 from 25 out of your essays, then you will get in 5. So don't worry so much about the multiple choice. As I mentioned before, the questions will be easy at first, but as you move on, it will get harder. So what you need to know here is that you need to answer the first questions right, and when you move on, you could use the process of elimination because it will be getting a bit harder. So let's talk about smart tester strategies. Number 1, ask it like it is. You need to understand the question, and you also need to put in your own words and circle the words that stand out. For example, the failure of a bystander to respond to a stranger's cries for help is sometimes explained, for instance, of. So now answer it. Do it in your own words. Why don't people do anything when someone's crying for help? The second one, answer before you answer. Before you look at the answer choices in your own words, answer the question. After you answer, then look through the questions. Look at the questions being given, and choose the one that's similar to your answer. If you have no absolute idea of the answer, you can look at the answers given and use process of elimination, which is the next part. Smart tester strategy number 3, process of elimination. This means getting rid of the wrong answer choices and then choosing one that you have left. So read the problem and circle the key terms and define them. Then look at the answers and choose the closest to your definition of key terms. But what if you don't know the definition of the key terms? You can either skip it or come back to it later, or you can do higher thinking, which is splitting up the words and defining the ones that you do know. Once you pass the question 70, do the right thing. This is where it's going to get hard, so you need to read the question and know if you really understand the topic, then go for it. But if you don't know, then just mark it down and skip it. Come back to it later. Now we're talking about the cracking the free response section. What you need to know about the free response. You're required to answer both questions. This section is 1/3 of your overall grade. Each essay is worth 25 out of 150 points from the overall exam. Smart tester essay writing. So the first and second minute of this essay, work on the question over and really understand what the question is saying. 3 to 5 minutes, outline the points that the person is making and sketch out a layout for your essay. Then the next 15 minutes need to be spent on actually writing the essay. So what is an essay? Get straight to the point. Use psychology terms and proper names of theories and theories. Define all terms. Support everything with an example or study, preferably one that you actually use for coursework. Clearly state the purpose of an example or study. Be clear, concise, and direct. Underline all key terms. What not to do. Do not restate the question in your essay. Do not suggest anything that can be misconstrued as unethical. Okay, we're going to talk about the SMART strategy testers. Work for it. Work it. Read the entire question and start taking it apart piece by piece. Then circle the trigger words which indicate transitions, change, and direction on a sentence. And then underline critical terms and take side notes. Number 2, chart it. Often essays have 2 parts on it, and it's better to look one part at a time. The second part usually asks for specifics, so make a T-chart which defines and illustrates words. And also, some may ask for constant prompts, so just add that as well. Charts so you work effectively if nothing's written on them. So, take notes. Number 3, count it. Your essay is scored from 0 to 8 through 12. So you can actually estimate the number that your essay actually stands for. So use the information to make sure that you don't lose any points. You should do this because you really don't want to lose any points for your overall component of the essay. So, number 4, sketch it. Draw a box to represent a paragraph and in the box write the word open so you won't forget the opening line, and insert the points that you're going to make. Each box is another paragraph, so the last box should have a closing for your essay. Number 5, write it. You should write complete sentences and have it paragraph form. This should take 10 to 15 minutes, and then turn to the next essay and do the same thing. More tips. So your opening sentence should incorporate the question without restraint. Choose the words wisely. Define on psychology terms. They should be relevant to your point and should be clear in reference to the question being asked. They should not come from your personal life. You should flag them with, for example, your closing should include all points you make and the sentence summarizing your theme. Double check your work and make it look good. So that is it for the AP Psychology review. The next video we're going to be making is the history of AP Psychology. Psychology. So hope to see you soon.